I am here with James Gallagher coming back to action at Bellator 298, August 11th. This has been a long time coming. So, James, first of all, welcome back. I know we last saw you in 2021, I believe. So, what has this layoff been like for you?
Yeah, man, it's been hard but good. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of I learned a lot, grew a lot, worked hard, trained a lot, and it was challenging. Do you know what I mean? I had a lot of things going on, and a lot of things that I need to sort out, and a lot of things that I had to do. And I went and done it, and now I'm here, fully prepared and ready to go again.
Hearing you say it, it almost sounds like maybe it was a blessing in disguise a little.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what I mean? Well, my kind of mindset is that I just I take full when stuff happens to you, I take like full responsibility for it and use it to grow. Do you know what I mean? So I never have many obstacles. I just use everything to fuel and to get better and to learn from. And it's kind of anything that happens is always a blessing. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just grateful and blessed to be back here again competing and showing off my skills.
Well, there's no doubt we are glad to hear you back. Glad to have you back. Looking forward to the fight. And obviously there were a couple of stumbles along the way with fights falling through. I think Brett Johns was one. I'd be remiss not to touch on this before we get started. Obviously, this is not your original opponent. It was Cris Lencioni. We,
Yeah.
saw tragedy there with him suffering cardiac arrest at his gym.
Mm.
Luckily, the staff were able to save his life, but he's got a long road ahead. When you heard that news, how did that hit you, and kind of what was your reaction? Because it kind of puts a lot of things in perspective, really.
Could have been me. Could have been me. Do you know what I mean? That could have been me and my mum looking at me and my father looking at me like that. You know what I mean? A man's just a young, hard-working man chasing his dreams, and he came here to take away mine from me, and I was trying to take his away from him, and we were going to push each other to that level. Do you know what I mean? And we had a good competitive approach to the contest, and it's absolutely heartbreaking to see. Do you know what I mean? You see the little videos online, and just to think about what his family's going through, the difficulties, and he runs a gym. I remember I trained with him, so I did a few years ago, and when I was in Kansas City, and he was telling me like his aspirations is to for kids. Do you know what I mean? To open up a gym for kids and to make them grow. And he was kind of like fighting was like, yeah, he wants to be a world champion, he wants to be the best. But when it's all said and done, that was his aspiration, to be there for kids and just to see someone like that. You know what I mean? He's a positive guy and stuff. Do you know what I mean? To go down just to see him like that is fucking, it's heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking, and my thoughts go out to his family.
Absolutely. Well, wish him and his family all the best. Hopefully, he can pull through. Oh, I think we just got your back. There we go. Um,
Yeah, got it.
Obviously, the show must go on, as tragic as the circumstances are. Now you've got the new opponent stepping up in James Gonzalez. How much of a course correction, how much of an adjustment did you have to make with the new opponent here?
Nah, not much. They're not a million miles away from each other, so they're not. They're very similar games. I feel Cris is maybe a more of an MMA approach to it. You know what I mean? Is a different kind of approach, and is where I feel like James Gonzalez is more of a jiu-jitsu guy, more like slick submissions. Do you know what I mean? Rather than the wrestling kind of type that Lencioni would have brought. But yeah, man, he brings a tough challenge. He's a lot better than his record shows. He's only been beat the very good guys, and unfortunately for him, I'm going to be one of them very good guys.
I was going to ask you about that. How much do you read into that last fight he had with Aaron Pico? Because I think that was a short notice fight as well for him.
Yeah, I don't read into. I don't read into anything. I just see it for what it is. You know what I mean? And it was a good fight. You know what I mean? I believe Aaron was injured. He had a shoulder injury or something in that fight, and wasn't 100%. And as in we're all. Do you know what I mean? We're all walking in there banged up, and do you know what I mean? Well, So now I'm fresh as fuck this time. I don't got ain't nothing banged up about me. Do you know what I mean? I'm walking in here fresh as a daisy, but nah, man, he's very good, and do you know what I mean? I'm not Aaron Pico, and I'm not any of the guys he's fought. You know what I mean? And that's it. He's never faced someone like me before, and only really good guys have beat him, and I'm gonna be one of those guys.
With so much time off, how important was it for you to just focus on yourself at this point, not worry about the opponent, and really just go out and show what you can do?
Yeah, man, this is what it's all about. I went to Thailand for 9 weeks. So I did went training at Bang Tao MMA in Thailand and Phuket, and I just went out there. My father came out with me and just isolated away. Had really good guys there, unbelievable coaches at that gym, and I worked my bollocks off, mate, and just I enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying the process of it, and I'm just very grateful to be able to back in the games. You know what I mean? And back to make a run to become a world champion and set out what I've always set out to do, and do what I do best. You know what I mean? I'm at home in there. I'm not the same guy when I'm not fighting. I'm not the same person. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just glad that that guy's back. Do you know what I mean? And I'm very excited to go there and put on a show and go and get a win. Do you know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to going home with a win and putting it on the table for my mum and dad and everyone back home. And it's gonna be a good night for me, and just to be able to walk out there and feel that canvas again underneath my feet, the pressure, the height, you walk out in the lights and to be able to just show myself off. Do you know what I mean? And that's just what I do. Do you know what I mean? That's me. And it's kind of like I've been deprived of that, and I'm looking forward to feeling that feeling again next week.
Well, I love how you say that guy is back. You touched on Thailand there. I was checking out some of the photos on your Instagram. What was the impetus for moving, or at least going out there for training? And is that your first time out there, or had you been before?
Yeah, that was my first time, so it is. But the reason why I went was the coaches over there. There are very few coaches in the world that teach like that. You got like the Hickman brothers. You had Brad Riddle there as the striking coach. You had Alex as the jiu-jitsu coach. You know what I mean? There's a lot of high level guys there, a lot of high level wrestling, and it suits me there. Do you know what I mean? And the vibe, the atmosphere, the environment, and it was hard, man. It was hard, but very good. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I needed. And when I'm training for fights, I always do what's needed to be done. Do you know what I mean? And I've left no stone unturned. And I went out there and learned lots, grew lots, and had fun. Do you know what I mean? And I've had a fun process to this, and a lot of people trying to put obstacles in my way. Do you know what I mean? And stop it from happening. And when I'm on that zone, when I'm in that mind frame, that just can't be done.
I got to ask you about the obstacles. What sort of things were thrown your way for this?
I just had a few, do you know what I mean? The personal shit going on, and just no like inconveniences with the gym when I was training in America. Do you know what I mean? I had to make some big moves. Do you know what I mean? There's just been a lot of things that the story will be told one day, and I'm just grateful to be back and focus on all the positive. Do you know what I mean? There's so much great positive stuff to be coming taken away from this, and the training camp that I did to put in and went over there with my father. We had the trip of a lifetime. Do you know what I mean? Just me and him floating around Thailand on mopeds and all. And sunshine, beaches, getting up every day, training 2, 3 times a day. Do you know what I mean? I haven't done that since I've been young. Do you know what I mean? Training 3 times a day, and I feel like I've had the perfect balance in this camp, and I'm looking forward to showing it.
Well, that is good to hear. I won't dwell on the negatives, like you said. The story will be told someday. That said, Thailand, do you think you see yourself going back for future camps?
Yeah, absolutely. So it is my plan is I'm here right now in Sioux Falls. So as always, I come out a few weeks early to acclimatize, make sure that I'm 100% ready, and that's what I've done. I've come out 2 weeks early, and I'm actually the arena is just across the street. So it is. I'm on the golf course here. The arena that I'm fighting is just across the street, and yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited,
And
and I'm definitely.
when you look at this fight, after having been gone so long,
Mm.
If all goes well on August 11th, what's kind of the plan for you moving forward? I mean, do you want to get another one in quick? Is this a take it as
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what that was. Sorry, I meant to finish off. I didn't answer your full question there, but that's the plan. My plan is to now that I'm here, go fight, get a win, fly back, see my family for a week or two, and fly straight back out to Thailand and get ready and go again. How about this year? Do you know what I mean? Get anyone. I don't care who it is, what it is. I just want to compete. I want to showcase my skills. I want to put myself on the line and be back on the forefront. Do you know what I mean? Be back on the front line and be in the mix again. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like, especially the move back up to featherweight, you know what I mean? It's a great move. I've got a lot bigger. Do you know what I mean? And even though when I was I walk around at 170 odd pounds. Do you know what I mean? And when I was a bantamweight, I was walking around just under 170, and it's like it's just too much. You know what I mean? To be cutting down. It's not to say that I won't go back down. It's always an option, and I can do it. You know what I mean? I work with one of the best nutritionists in the world, Tyler Minton, and we can make that happen. But it's just a good. This move up is good because I feel like as fighters we're always trying to take away something. Do you know what I mean? We're always trying to lose all this weight, even though I've got a big weight cut ahead. But it was nice to fuel myself for training. Do you know what I mean? I was showing up to training fueled and I'm strong and big, lifting weights, strong, feeling good. You know what I mean? And rather than just taking everything away and sucking the life out of yourself to make weight. Do you know what I mean? I was where this time I'm going to fuel myself to train. I'm going to be able to train 2-3 times a day. I'm not fucking getting injured, not banged up. Do you know what I mean? When you're fucking cutting weight, it's tough. Do you know what I mean? You get banged up a lot.
Yeah, you'd actually touched on my next question there about the weight. I think it was 2017, maybe the last time you were at featherweight. You had a couple of catch weights, I think 140 since then. But how much stronger do you feel compared to 135 when you're fighting at featherweight?
Yeah, man, so much. See, the thing is about I never have a strength issue, so I don't. I might have like a size. That you might look at someone and you'll be like, "Oh, like he's bigger than me." But best believe it, when I grab a hold of him or I get on top of him, and you ask anyone in the game, that my pressure isn't what it looks like. It feels a lot different than it looks like, and so the size doesn't really. Do you know what I mean? There's never a strength advantage. And when I was at 145 before, do you know what I mean? I think I'm 7-0 at 145. When I was amateur, I fought 155. Do you know what I mean? I was always the smaller guy coming in, and my style is suited to beating the bigger guy. Do you know what I mean? And it's never been a problem. And to be honest, I'm not sure why even I went to the bantamweight thing was probably a smart idea at the time, but it's kind of, do you know what I mean? Like I want to get big and strong and be fueled and be an athlete. Do you know what I mean? I feel like an athlete at this weight. I feel like I'm very explosive and very strong and very fit. On top of that, is where some of that goes a little bit when I'm trying to go down to 135 and that them last. Do you know what I mean? I show up fight week 155 pounds and then you have to be 135. Do you know what I mean? 20 pounds in fucking 3 days. It's like what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? It zaps the life out of you. So you don't be as explosive and it more so your mindset. So it is. You don't be happy. Do you know what I mean? And it's where now I'm very very happy and very very grateful to be back in the game, and it's nice, a nice feeling.
Well, that is good to hear. Was there any disappointment that you couldn't get on the Dublin card? It comes just, a month later after this Sioux Falls
Yeah,
date.
yeah, absolutely. But I'm just so happy to be on this card that I don't really dwell on that. You know what I mean? But I would have been ecstatic to be on Dublin. Do you know what I mean? And I want to fight in Ireland again soon. But I'm just happy to be here, man, and just happy to be fighting and happy to be able to showcase the skills once again and show that I'm here to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? That they better not have forgot about me and they better not be taking me lightly because I haven't been taking anything lightly.
Well, I can't imagine anyone taking this fight lightly. James, thank you very much for the time today. I'm going to ask you one more before we let you go. Just give us a prediction for this fight. Your return, August 11th, Bellator 298. How does this play out?
Third round TKO.
Love it. Not even a hesitation. Looking forward to
Man,
it. Best of luck in the fight.
thanks very much for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, James. You have a great day.